The lost Takeoff death put on the world will never be filled. But his family and fans will gain some form of peace once justice is served. And thanks to the authorities, the long arm of the law catching up with Takeoff, the alleged killer, after the arrest of Patrick Xavier Clark. People believe that the authorities are doing everything to serve justice to Takeoff his family. But with Clark's recent claims, the world has been in doubt about whether or not he really pulled the trigger. Do you think Patrick Xavier Clark is Takeoff's killer? Keep watching this video to see what's really happening to Takeoff's killer behind bars. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. Takeoff is the alleged killer arrested on December 1st, exactly 1 month after Takeoff murder. A man was arrested and charged with the murder of the Migos rapper Takeoff. The man has since been identified as Patrick Xavier Clark. Clark became a person of interest after a video taken on a phone and surveillance footage showed him shooting a gun while holding a wine bottle in his hand. He was arrested in Houston after he made suspicious actions that indicated he had a hand in the shooting. Clark raised suspicions after applying for an expedited passport right after Takeoff murder by submitting an itinerary for a flight to Mexico. At the time of his arrest, prosecutors say he had received the passport and had a large sum of cash on him. Clark's defense attorney said it is, in fact, true that he had received the passport and booked tickets, but it was a planned vacation to Mexico. That's something that was pre-planned and it was canceled before he was arrested. I think that's important. He wasn't trying to go anywhere. That was something that was already pre-planned before he was arrested. So I think that's important. He wasn't trying to go in. Defense attorney Letitia Quinnon said. His attorney reiterated that Clark is innocent until proven guilty. Prosecutors did not speak to reporters after the hearing. In an appearance in court, Clark's attorney said that he wasn't the person who shot Takeoff. Letitia Quinnon said her client is nervous and concerned because he is being charged with something that he believes he's innocent of. So how would anyone do in that type of circumstance? Clark's bond has been set at $2 million, and even if his bond gets paid, the court has placed some conditions that must be met following his release on bail, according to the prosecutors. If Clark is released on bail, he must abide by the following conditions. Clark should be seen talking to or being close to a specific list of people: Takeoff's family, friends, Junior and his family, as well as Shakara Stevenson, who was hanging out with Quavo and Takeoff on that fateful night, as well as anyone from Shakur's place of employment. During his court appearance on Monday, December 5, 2022, who was discussed that certain names were to be taken away from his bond conditions, people he is not allowed to contact if he posts bond. Clark's attorney, Kenneth Sharper, told news outlets there was no reason to put Mr. Prince's family name in the bond conditions. The state agreed, and it will be removed. It's unknown whether the family would have that amount of money to pay his bond. But from the looks of things going down for Clark behind bars, he might be in there for a long while. What's happening to Clark in jail? The arrest of Patrick Xavier Clark was totally unpredictable. I mean, everyone had their money on someone else until this arrest was made, and now it changes everything. If you think paying a $2 million bond would be affordable for Clark and his family, think again. Not only is the bond payment bothering him, but Clark can't even afford a private investigator to save him from facing massive jail time. Of course, that's only if he's innocent. Clark, who claimed his innocence in court after his arrest, has asked for $5,000 to hire an investigator to help with his defense. As seen in some court documents, he told the court that he could not cover the costs of hiring someone because his family had already spent all of their money on an attorney who had agreed to work at a reduced rate. Clark, bent on proving the lost Takeoff death put on the world will never be filled. but his family and fans will gain some. His innocence told the court that he would need to hire a private investigator who would properly investigate and effectively prepare him and his team for the trial. It was also revealed that Clark and his legal team found a private investigator with whom they've negotiated payment. The private investigator has also agreed to work at a reduced rate of $85 per hour. Patrick Xavier Clark just might be innocent, as the man is going through any means to prove that he wasn't the one who pulled the trigger that killed Takeoff. But the question now is, if it wasn't him, then who did the other suspects in Takeoff's murder long before the arrest of Takeoff's allegedly killer? The authorities and even the media had a prime suspect, but they couldn't exactly arrest him with the Takeoff step. So what they do instead is they arrested him for gun charges. And you wouldn't believe what day he supposedly had that gun in possession. So let's play this back a little bit. The arrest of Joshua Cameron, Isaiah, also known as Little Cam from 5th Ward, didn't surprise the public. What was, however, shocking was that Little Cam wasn't arrested for the charges everyone thought he would be arrested for after Takeoff. Passing a video from the sad incident was shared on social media. And while such a video was upsetting to watch, fans had to go through it to try and figure out who exactly pulled the trigger that took Takeoff's. Like after much examination, many people concluded that Little Cam was the man who pulled the trigger. You see, on that fateful day, Quavo was also at the bowling alley, arguing with a group of guys over basketball. Tempers started rising, and Quavo decided to walk away from the conversation. But just as he turned to leave, shots were fired and Takeoff got hit. The shared viral video showed a slight view of the man who fired the shot. The clip showed a man in a yellow hoodie standing right next to Takeoff. And just as Quavo was walking away, the man was seen turning toward Takeoff right before shots rang in the air. Then another man dressed in black was seen, with a gun, and seemed to return the fired shots. The man in black was identified as Cuva's older brother, but the man in the yellow hoodie was the main person of interest in the clip. After much investigation, it was discovered that the man in the yellow hoodie was Little Cam, who has connections with Jade Prince Jr.'s Mob Ties Records. According to insider sources, Quavo, Takeoff, and their crew had checked in with J. Prince Jr. and were supposed to be under their protection while they were in Houston. Sadly, despite following all the street rules, Takeoff still got killed by someone in the Mob Ties. Investigations into Takeoff's murder. Migos rapper Takeoff was shot and killed on November 1, 2022 at a private party in Need. Attend billiards and bowling in downtown Houston as a group of more than 30 people gathered near the front door. According to police reports, shots were fired from at least 2 weapons, and while 2 other people were injured, Takeoff unfortunately lost his life. Lisa revealed that the shooting occurred after some people at the party, including Takeoff's uncle Quavo, played a dice game and an argument broke out. I can tell you that Takeoff was not involved in playing in the dice game. He was not involved in the argument that happened outside. He was not armed, said Sergeant Michael Burrow of the Houston Police. He was an innocent bystander. He was at the wrong place at the wrong time. That's the end of today's video, guys. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe for more content. Also, don't forget to smash that like button and leave a comment down below. Thanks. His innocence told the court that he would need to hire a private investigator who would properly investigate and effectively prepare him and his team for the trial. It was also revealed that Clark and his legal team